Hey everyone, I'm Mary Beth McAndrews from Dread Central, and I am here today with the director and some of the cast of the new film Bitch Ass. I'm here with Bill Posley, Melissa Sellers, and Tunde Laleye. How are you, everybody?
Well,
Fantastic, fantastic.
thank you much.
So, Bill, my first question is going to be for you. It's very basic, but for those of people watching who haven't seen Bitch Ass, what is Bitch Ass?
Yeah, so Bitch Ass is basically the story of a kid who gets bullied and left for dead, and then 20 years later has his revenge on the people who bullied him. And so to take that a step further, it is a what I call a hood horror movie. So there were these movies in the 90s that were horror movies that took place in Black neighborhoods, and there was a level of fun and camp to them, like Tales from the Hood and People Under the Stairs, Leprechaun 4 in the Hood, and they kind of went away. And so what we wanted to do was basically make a 90s hood horror film, and so that's what Bitch Ass is.
Hell yeah. So Tunde, you are our bitch ass. What was it like to play the titular bitch ass and be this kind of contemporary slasher icon in the making?
Oh my God. I mean, it's been incredible, honestly. When I read the script, first of all, Bill Posley, I'm one of Bill Posley's biggest fan, man. This guy is incredible. He is a genius. I met Bill a while ago through a friend of mine, Shane Brown. For most people that don't know, Bill is actually like a stand-up comedian as well. He's just brilliant. So I was like, if I have the opportunity to work with Bill, I'm gonna jump on it. So I read the script and I was just transfixed. It just took me on this incredible roller coaster, man. I felt like I could identify with a character coming from a different country and kind of like going through like similar things where what the character went through as far as like being teased. So I just couldn't put the script down. I completely loved it. I was like, let's do it. And the cherry on top is like, are you kidding me? To have the potentially be the first Black masked slasher in this genre? What? To have Tony Todd attached, tipping the hat to Tunde Laleye as this generation Black masked serial killer? What? Of course.
Hell yeah.
It's a no-brainer.
Amazing. And you're a great serial killer, and I mean that as a compliment, not as a creepy thing, but you're a great that role. But then Melissa, what attracted you to being a part of this film as well?
I've said it more than once. As soon as I became acquainted with Marcia, I instantly loved her and what she was about. And, this mother that would, fight tooth and nail to protect her kid, and maybe I'm not being fair to a lot of cinema, but I just think in this way we don't see it, the Black mother on screen oftentimes, until maybe more recently, is sort of a monolithic experience. You're seeing the same things, and also for this to be like the heart of the story, is this mother and her relationship to her son, or the son and his relationship to his mother, however one views it. So that was the greatest thing. And then also, I don't know if I ever told Bill this, but I felt like this would be a boot camp experience for myself, because it was a very short turnaround. When I read the dates for when it would shoot and how quickly it was going to shoot, I'm like, oh my God, this will be incredible. I'm a New York stage actor, still fairly new to Los Angeles. And I just wanted to get my feet wet in every single way. And so, and then I fell in love with Bill and Jonathan in my callback. I was like, this will be great, So yeah, I'm honored to be a part.
What has that transition been like for you, going from stage acting to films? I'm always so curious what that's like.
It's been amazing, but it's been very challenging. And I think not enough people speak to the differences. They're like, well, acting is acting, and it's like, no, it's they're just different. You know, in theater, you're
Yeah.
bigger, you're speaking to the back of the audience, but even more so than that, you have time to really develop your character. You're in rehearsal for at least 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes more. And you just get to kind of iron it all out. And in film and television, they often move very quickly. Film, maybe you get a little more time, but TV moves equally as fast. And then the intimacy, you know,
Right.
that you have in the camera versus how big and
Yeah.
expressive you have to be on stage. So
Yeah.
it's presented challenges to me, but I'm up for the challenge. And this was the boot camp that I hoped that it would be. I just loved it. I'm so grateful that I saw that call and that I sent my stuff in, and just every day there's a part of me that's grateful for this experience. And that's not bullshit. That's real.
It's amazing. And so, Bill, Tunde
Yeah.
mentioned this. You are a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
That's very funny, by the way. But
And a comedic writer.
yes, exactly. And so I know that there are, you know, a lot of similarities between comedy and horror, but I wanted to hear from your perspective, going from being a comedy writer and a stand-up comedian to making a horror movie. What are some of the kind of surprising similarities you may have seen between the two genres?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would say this, or probably already have said this, but comedy and horror, I think, map each other pretty seamlessly. The same structure that goes into setting up a joke and delivering it is the same, I think, structure that goes into setting up a scare and delivering, right? Subverting expectation, how to continue to be surprising, all of that stuff. And I think, I think that it also, the type of movie that we were trying to make, right? Like the 90s hood horror film lends itself to me being to my sensibility as far as a creator. Whereas like, I don't think I would nail Hereditary, you know what I mean? Or something like that. So like, I think that also in and of itself kind of leans into what I consider to be my toolkit. And so, I think that, comedy and horror also have are fun ways to get theme and message through without being on the nose or being direct. It's like for comedy, it's about, tickling the ribs to deliver the medicine. And then the other one is like, scaring the shit out of you. But underneath it, you didn't realize that you just saw something, And so I think they both have that kind of charm to them.
Cool. And so why do you think we need a Black slasher villain, especially now? Like, why do you think that this is such an important movement in the horror genre space?
Yeah. I think that there's because it doesn't exist, right? So like, I think that that's important, but I also think that like, one of the things I came across or came up against in writing this was like, are we ready to like, not like, are we ready for it as a society, but like at the time it was being written, it was like, hey man, should we have a black serial killer? Because, this is 2020, we're at the height of really, BLM and all of these dark things. It's like, how am I portraying Black people? Am I portraying them as killers? Like, what am I doing? I do all of this stuff. And, I think that it's important because true change and true things is when we're seen as everything, right? And like, I think that is the thing, is for us to be able to take those spaces that we haven't been able to take, even if it's like questioning, should we be there? And like, I think that this is what that is an example of, is that this person, first and foremost, has a backstory that is similar to what other people have gone through without them necessarily having to be Black. This isn't like a Black backstory. This is like somebody got bullied. This is somebody, and had we have been afraid to tell that story, then I don't think other people from different races and genres and things like that would be able to see themselves in it. And I think that that's why it's important to do that. Like, I think that we see ourselves on screen in this film, but more important, and we see ourselves on screen in Bitch Ass as Black people. But I also think that people from other races see their story, whether it is somebody who's had a struggling mom, somebody who has been bullied their entire life, somebody who has wanted to have like revenge and doesn't know, what to do. Like, I think that it has the ability to attract other people in it. So I think that that's what's important about it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I have to wrap up, but thank you all so much for chatting with me today about Bitch Ass. I'm excited for the world to see it.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary Beth. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Mary Beth. Thank you.